All right, y'all. So we're back with take 2 on this cornbread. All right. The first time we tried the cornbread tastes a little cakey to me. It was good, but it was cakey.
It was good to me. Tastes like cornbread.
It was all right.
So we're back again. My mom had actually found that recipe online, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so we are here with another recipe that she has been using that's like real cornbread. So if y'all looking for a recipe for cornbread, this is it. All right. And so we're just going to hop right in. We've already measured out the ingredients and I'm learning. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to let my mom and grandmother show me how to make cornbread. Real cornbread this time.
Okay. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a cup of meal. I've already measured out the cup of cornmeal. And for those of you who don't know, I've always liked to use Auntie Mama products. But Auntie Mama, they changed the name on it. The new name for it now is Pearl Milling Company. So if you're looking for that Auntie Mama products, always look for Pearl Milling Company because that's what replaced that name.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. So now we got our a cup of meal. We're going to add a cup of flour.
And notice that it's yellow cornmeal this time, y'all.
Yeah, I always like to use yellow cornmeal. Yellow or white is okay, but I always like the yellow cornmeal.
Cornbread should be yellow, so use yellow, okay?
Okay, and we're just doing all the dry ingredients right now. Next, we measured out 4 tablespoons of sugar.
So technically, sugar is a wet ingredient, not a dry ingredient, but I'm gonna let y'all live.
Okay, so I added the sugar into it. Now, sometimes Courtney likes her cornbread a little sweeter, but right now we just have the 4 tablespoons measured out. Next, we're gonna put in 4 teaspoons of baking powder. That's 4 teaspoons of baking powder.
Get all that baking powder out of it, grandmother.
Give me a space.
Just hit it. I think when you hit it, it's gonna come out. Yep.
It did?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
See,
We're gonna add a half a teaspoon of sugar. I'm sorry, of salt. A half a teaspoon of salt. Kind of mix that in a little bit. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a cup of milk.
The wet ingredients.
And this is whole milk, vitamin D milk. If you want to use skim milk or 2% or 1% milk, that's okay. But I personally like the whole vitamin D milk.
Yeah, don't use skim milk, y'all. That's nasty.
We're gonna mix that in. We're just gonna pour half of it in here at this time.
So basically, at that point, once you put all the dry ingredients together, that's the Jiffy container that you add the milk and the eggs to.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, for some reason, I always like to beat my eggs before I pour it in anything. So she's gonna beat the eggs a little bit.
You need a regular spoon? That whisk ain't getting it. You might have to.
It's gonna
Need a special.
Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the remainder of the milk and the egg. And that is 1 egg.
Spatula just in case you need it. Oh.
We're gonna mix this all in real good. And if you notice, the whisk did have corn meal and flour stuck in between. As that milk and egg is mixed in, that'll take it out. And we're gonna stir it and get everything all combined together.
Now that look like cornbread. Do you want your cornbread? Oh, what is it? Off of Life.
Now we're gonna rinse the measuring cup. If you have 2 measuring cups, you can just have it all laid out, and you wouldn't have to worry about doing that.
Now we're gonna. Let me have a word in on my own show.
We're gonna do a 4th cup of cooking oil. That was the only thing I didn't measure out.
And I can't see that without my glasses.
She won't let me get a bird in.
You know, us people, as you get older, you need glasses. You can't see too well.
You need me to measure it out?
Is that a 4?
First of all, when you measure, put it on the flat, on the surface, so it can be level.
But I'm good like that. I've been cooking so long. Look at it. I bet you it's a 4th cup.
It's not.
It is a 4th
Oh,
cup.
it is. It is, y'all. It is.
It's an exact 4th cup.
It is an exact 4th cup.
That's what cookers do.
All right
Excuse
now.
me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Look like we got it all in together. Oh, before we started, we actually preheated the oven to 425. 425.
I'm gonna wash my hands and
Now-
give a
We're going to grab a cast iron skillet. You know, that's
Hold
one
on
of
before you
the
pour it in there. I want to get them a up close view of what the batter's supposed to look like. Y'all see? This is what cornbread supposed to look like, okay? The consistency, the color. All right.
Okay, now that we got the cornbread all mixed in, everything is mixed in good. We don't have all those lumps. Courtney, did you want to add any more sugar? Or
No.
that's good enough?
That's good.
Okay.
What is that?
Go ahead.
The next thing I'm going to
I'm
do,
gonna show y'all.
the 4th cup of oil, I'm going to pour half of it in the skillet. And then I'm going to wish it around. And your skillet does not have to be preheated.
So make sure it's coated. The bottom and the sides are coated with the oil.
And you don't have to really do a whole lot of coating on the side. It's just making sure that the bottom is. Due to the fact when you pour the cornbread in, your oil is going to seep up the sides anyway.
And I just want to throw in, I thought cast iron skillets cost a lot of money, y'all, but they really don't. You can go to Walmart. I got this from Walmart for $14. So they're really not
That's
expensive.
to me.
And
You think $14 is expensive?
she old school. You know, she
Oh.
remember those old prices.
So how much a cast iron skillet used to cost when you were coming up?
$5.
$5.
Never again.
Right.
Never again.
Oh, you told about your pork.
Take the remaining of your oil and pour it in your cornbread mix.
Baby Jannie be focused, okay? No side conversation. No side conversation. Let's get back to this recipe. All right.
Well, when you normally cooking, you don't have an audience.
You don't.
Ooh.
Flashing.
Okay. Now we're ready to actually put it in our cast iron skillet. We're going to put this to the side. And we're going to pour it in here. And I always try to pour at the center of the skillet. That way it can kind of evenly flow out.
Oh, let me grab. I'm going to get y'all an up close view so y'all can see it in there. So,
And grandmother is going to take the spatula and get the remainder of the cornbread out.
you
You
got to
wanna
get
hold the
all
bowl?
of that out of there. All of it. I can't stand when people be leaving stuff in the bowl. You got to get all of it. Get all your money's worth.
That's enough. I don't want to scrape the
Get it
bowl
all,
away.
girl. Get it all. Get it all. They still got cornbread in there.
No, it does not. Okay, after you do that, I've seen my great grandmother do this. That's my mom's mom. She would take the oil that's on the sides and she would kind of spread it to the center.
And I do it with a spoon.
I do it with a spoon.
Yeah, it works better with a spoon, but I have the spatula. I didn't pull a spoon out ahead of time.
You can go get one. This fine. I'm sorry.
And that's just putting a little of the oil
On top.
on top of the cornbread.
And y'all see how it did come around on the sides. So, as my mama mentioned, you don't really have to worry about it coating the sides because it's going to go up on its own.
You don't have to do a whole lot, but just enough to have some in the center of it.
It's going to make it pretty on the top.
Okay, and this is what we have, and we're actually ready to put it in the oven, and we're gonna cook it in the oven for about, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes until it's golden brown. Okay, you're gonna put it in your oven. I'm putting it on the top shelf here. The top shelf is kind of low, so that's okay. And we're gonna put it in the center. Try to put it in the center of your oven.
All right. So I remembered as they were making the cornbread that I had put some greens in the freezer when we cooked them. So I'm going to warm up these greens. And y'all, I'm going to be honest, I do not like warming stuff up from the freezer. You think it's still going to taste good, grandmother?
Why, sure.
You think it's
Is
enough?
that all you saying?
This is all I got. You think it's going to be enough for us? We can share.
All right.
All right.
How to share.
So how should I warm this up? That's a good question.
I would put it in the microwave on defrost. I would defrost it.
Put it in the microwave on defrost.
Yes.
All right. You agree?
Yes, and after it defrosts, then you can warm it up.
All right.
Sometimes just the defrost be enough.
Yeah, because you got, what, 25 minutes because you're waiting on the cornbread.
All right, so we got little greens left over, y'all. Eat greens and cornbread. The real cornbread this time. Go ahead.
Okay, now we're going to clean up the dishes that we use, because one thing I've learned, if you wash as you go, your dishes won't pile up, and like Courtney, it won't stay in there until midnight or the next morning.
Don't be
So,
putting my business out here.
Wash your dishes as you go. We're completed with this.
So who washing these dishes? Because it ain't me.
I guess I'll have to.
What you said, grandmother?
I don't like dish washing, but I will.
What you said,
wash
grandmother?
I say, don't ask me.
Oh.
I don't like it either.
So I'm gonna send them in the sink right now. Courtney might wash them.
Courtney
Other
is
than
not
that,
washing
I'm
the
gonna
dishes,
have
baby.
to wash them.
They going in the dishwasher, and Courtney gotta wash. All right, so the timer just went off on the cornbread, and woo! No, look at it.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's so pretty. Okay, so the cornbread is out. It looks good. I'm gonna get a knife so we can give it a cut. Mama, you do the honor since it's your cornbread.
Okay, we're gonna cut it in pie shape because it's a round cast iron pan. Now, I was telling Courtney when she took it out of the oven, one side looked just a tidbit higher than the other side. It's like that when it comes out like that, that means that your oven is not sitting level.
So how would I level my oven?
Some ovens, I don't know how everybody's is, but I know my oven, it has some little things under the bottom. You have to tilt it back and you have to screw them out
To level it?
to get it level.
Learn something else new.
And you need to have a level that you sit on top of your stove so you can see, once you adjust it.
Maybe I'll make a video one day leveling my stove. It's not that important to me right now because the cornbread gonna eat.
Yes, indeed.
The cornbread gonna eat no matter what.
Okay, this is the
Go up close so they can see.
final verdict.
Now that's cornbread.
Yay!
That's cornbread. I'm excited. Come here, little piece. Hurry up.
Okay, let me get my other little piece that was left in the skillet.
I'm gonna move over here. Give her that little piece. That little piece? I don't even want that big of a... Okay. Y'all, look at that. That's good. Look at this. Ooh, you can see the steam. Moment of truth.
Grandmother want a lot of cornbread.
I don't get this that all.
You got it?
This is grandma's cornbread. I would have put a little more sugar in it. And you asked me.
I asked you.
You
if wanted
asked me.
more sugar in it. That sugar isn't good for you though.
It's good for your soul. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a little. Yeah, this is good cornbread. Grandmother, where you going?
You don't want people to see her eating?
I want to drink my juice.
Okay, so these are greens. left over. They've been in the freezer for a month.
They still good.
And like I said, I really don't like warming stuff up, but we're gonna see if they still taste the same.
They're still good.
Tastes like greens. Oh yeah. Make you want to dance. All right. So if you're interested in this recipe, it's gonna be in the description box or below this video. We'll include the recipe. This cornbread is so good. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can also just cook this in a regular like pan. You was about to say something?
No, the only thing, just remember, all Auntie Mama products are now titled Pearl Milling Company.
Pearl Milling Company. All right. So until next time, y'all, I'm about to finish my greens on this cornbread. Y'all have a good night. Peace.